I'm going to do a quick demo showing how to connect the Zoe Medical PPM3 monitor to the anesthesiacharting.com software. So what I have here is just any computer capable of running Chrome should be just fine, as long as it's a real computer like a laptop or desktop. Running the latest version of Chrome, you should be good to go. And what I've done here is I've started the case, and anytime you've started the case, there's a button that appears in the upper right here that says Configure Monitor, and that's what we're looking for. So I'm going to click that, and then now I get the option of what kind of monitor I'd like to connect. So I'm going to go ahead and actually use the cable. So on one end you got USB-C, which I'm going to plug in here, or regular USB is fine too. And then the other end is this. It looks like a regular Ethernet cable, but it's actually not. This is a custom cable. We are happy to send you one of these free of charge as long as you have a monitor and a subscription to our software. We're happy to send you one. But basically, we're just going to take this and plug it into the 1s and 0s outlet here on the back. It's not the Ethernet one, it's the one above it. I'm going to plug that in. There we go. And at this point, I should be able to now connect the two. So I'm going to select PPM3 and hit continue. And then I get a button here that says Show Connection Selector. It does give you a few instructions here on how to connect. There's a few settings on here that you may need to change, but only if you change them, because the default settings should work just fine. So I'm going to hit Show Connection Selector and then select the one that says USB and serial in the name somewhere. If you're not sure which one it is, one little trick, if you have multiple, it's just to disconnect it, and then whichever one shows up when you connect it, that's your connection. So I'm going to select that, hit connect, and now it should be trying to get data here. So as soon as we get data from the monitor, it's going to show up in here. So now we have it. It says, last blood pressure was taken 8 minutes ago. That's why it's right up here in the background. But I'm going to say use this connection. I'm going to go ahead and just hit the start blood pressure here just so we get a new reading. But what I wanted to do, yes, I pushed it. What I wanted to show you is actually the vitals page here. So now data is now getting populated from the monitor, and it tells you from the PPM3 and at what time it got that measurement for each item here. And then as you start the case, initially for the initial blood pressure, or for the initial vitals, you can start a blood pressure cuff whenever you want, and we kind of have you do that manually. But throughout the case, 55 seconds before the next checkpoint, before it needs another blood pressure, what it's going to do is it's actually going to start the cuff itself. So that's one of the really cool things about the PPM3 monitor, is that we have what we call the VitalSync feature, which means that we can actually send it commands. So not only can we start blood pressure cuff, you can also do a few other cool things. So if I go to patient info, you'll notice here that the patient name that I put in here is actually what shows up here. And in addition, you'll see this big person and little person icon here, and that's for adult or pediatric settings. So if I change the date of birth here from 1982 to, let's say, 2010, now they're a 9-year-old, it switches automatically to pediatric settings. However, if the weight is over 100 pounds, so let's call it 105, then it'll again switch back to adult settings, because at that weight, even though they're a child, they should be using the higher settings for the blood pressure cuff. So that's really the main thing it does, is it switches between whatever the adult settings you have on the monitor and the pediatric settings, but it's based, again, on the date of birth that you put in here and the weight of the patient. So, at this point, we basically just start our case, and then anytime it needs, whenever we've given our first drug to initiate the case, then anytime it needs another vitals reading, it's going to take it off the monitor and put it into the chart for us. And again, you'll always be able to see here where it came from, at what time, and what the values were, and make any adjustments that you want. You can always override stuff. If someone's leaning on the blood pressure cuff, or it's just wrong and you want to fix it in the chart, you can do that. But yeah, that's really it. We're really excited about this feature. Being able to have this level of control just makes it so hands-off. All you do is plug it in, start charting stuff, and you should be good to go. All right, thanks for watching.